The Ram Lalla idol was unveiled to the world soon after the Pran Pratishtha ceremony that was led by the Prime Minister at the sanctum sanctorum of the Ayodhya Ram temple. The deity, a 5-year-old representing Lord Ram as a child, was decked in flowers brought from across the country and cleansed by water sourced from sacred rivers across the country. Joining us now, the veteran actor Dalip Tahil. He was cast as Dashrath in Siya Ke Ram. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Dalip ji, what does this day mean for you? Dalip ji, can you hear me? All right, we don't have the line with him. We'll come back to him in a few moments.
Yes, so very pranam.
Okay, go ahead. Namaskar, Dalip ji. What does the day mean for you?
I can hear you faintly, but I kind of get the gist of what you're talking to me about. Thank you very much for having me on your program. It is a very auspicious and a historic day in the history and the legacy of Bharat, this country. और सबसे पहले तो मैं राम लल्ला मंदिर के प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के शुभ अवसर पर समस्त भारत में और विश्व में लोगों को शुभकामनाएं देना चाहूँगा और आप सबको भी. It is a historic moment in the history of this country, because I think this is one of the moments that an era begins, and we as an Indian people have been defined and been shown our identity for what we have struggled all these years. There's always been a little confusion of who we are, what we stand for, what is our consciousness, and I think that this is a defining moment in the path towards understanding our collective consciousness through Lord Ram. And of course, I respect, with all respect, to the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Shri Yogi Adityanath, Shri Dr. Mohan Bhagwat ji, the President, for making this a possibility, for making this happen, और हमें भाग्यशाली बनाना कि that we are present in this historic moment in the history of this country. So I'm deeply moved, I'm deeply grateful, and I'm honored and blessed to be part of this very historic beginning of an era, I would call it. Beginning and an unshackling of a lot of confusion and disbelief and doubt that we perhaps had amongst ourselves, to be able to be shown a path where we can confidently move forward and energize the nation and the collective consciousness of the people. So
Dalip ji, the Prime Minister spoke today about the role of the judiciary in enabling a day like this to take place. Would you also suggest that it was the verdict in the Supreme Court, the role of the judiciary in enabling a day like this to actually take place?
Sorry, you're a bit faint. Could you repeat that, please?
The Prime Minister spoke about the role of the judiciary in enabling a day like this to take place. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, actually, I personally think that the role of the judiciary in something like this was important because it's the judiciary, but unfortunate in terms of a consciousness that we have to go to a judiciary to approve the building of a temple. I find that a little incongruous with the very conscience of this country and the conscience of our belief. But that was the way it went, and that was what was imperative. And my thanks and my respect to the judiciary for clearing it from a legal standpoint. My point is that why it ever needed a legal standpoint is something that is quite remarkable in itself. But at the end of the day, we're grateful to everyone that this happened.